to your beginner's Pilates class. So I just want to get started today by checking that our feet are parallel and underneath our hips. Soften through your knees, relax your shoulders, and just check on the position of your pelvis. So we want to make sure that the pelvis is in a nice neutral position, so with the tailbone tucked under, and if we place our hands onto our hip bones and our pubic bone, they're nice and flat. If you're not sure, just take a little bit of time to just rock back and forth through the pelvis and come and stop in that neutral position. Lovely. Let's just take a moment to find our breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting the ribs, the lungs, the stomach expand out as we breathe. As we breathe out, drawing everything back in. If you need to, you can place your hands on your ribs, just so you can feel that movement as we breathe. On your next out breath, we're going to take your head over to one side. So we're bringing ear towards the shoulder, bringing a stretch down the side of the neck. Shoulders are relaxed and they're nice and level, so we're not leaning over to one side. If you want more out of this move, take your hand up and over onto the side of the head. Still keep that shoulder nice and relaxed. Gently press the head back up into the hand. Good. Come and bring the arm down. Head comes up into the centre. You do the same thing on the other side. So as you breathe out, coming over. Option to take the hand up and over if you want a little bit more of a stretch. Good. Come and bring the arm down. Head comes up into the centre. Come and bring your arms out in front of you, palms facing the ceiling. And take some arm openings. So throughout this move, I want you to make sure that your hips are facing the front at all times. So we're going to breathe in the centre. As you breathe out, I'm going to take one of your arms and you're going to reach all the way around to the back of the room and then bring it back through the centre. Breathe in again, breathe out, other arm, reach towards the back and bring it back in. Lovely. So we're going to keep changing sides. Keep the hips facing the front so that we bring the work and the warmth into the back of the body, into the spine. You might feel a little bit of a squeeze into the shoulder blade. Lovely. Trying to take that arm straight back, trying not to have too much of a change in height. So all we're doing is taking the arm back and bringing it back in. Gently draw in through the belly. Keep the breath going. Inhale in the centre. Exhale to twist. You can take this at a slightly slower speed if you want to. Good. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Relax the arms down. Oh, you might have found that you start to feel that into your shoulders. Come to the end of your mat. Feet under the hips. Soften your knees. Belly draws in. Shoulders relax. And your chin is parallel to the floor. Now we're going to come into a roll down. We're going to stretch out the back of that body. Breathing in. As you breathe out, tuck your chin towards your chest, and we're going to start to roll down. So draw the shoulders forwards as if you're trying to hug them around the rib cage. And we're going to start bringing ourselves down. Let the shoulders and the arms completely relax. Lift your belly. Relax your head and your neck as you come all the way down into that roll down position. Now you might need a little knee bend. You might be able to have your legs straight. You might have your hands off of the floor, or you might be able to reach the floor. just whatever is right for you. But try to relax into it. Lovely. From here, I want you to bend your left knee, but keep your right leg straight. Take your left hand onto your right ankle, and I want you to take your right arm and lift it up into the air. So we come into a twist position. Left leg bent, right leg straight. So you really feel that stretch into the back of the right leg. You can take your eye gaze up as well if that feels right for you. Good. Ooh, might feel that all the way up into the glute. Lovely. Bring it back round through the centre. Straighten out both of your legs. And we're going to change sides. Right knee bend, right hand onto left ankle. Left arm reaches up. We come into that twist position. Breathe. Really embrace the stretch. Might feel a bit intense. And then we bring it back through the centre, straighten out both of your legs again. Good. Now we're going to walk the hands out. So we've got space to bring our knees down onto the floor. Come into your 4-point kneeling position. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Our back is nice and straight. So that means that if I was to come and place a tray of drinks on your back, you would be able to keep them where they are and they wouldn't fall off. So that's what I want you to think about. It's a tray of champagne on your back, and if it falls off, that's it. So lift up and out of the shoulders, lift through the belly. We're just going to take a little bit of cat-cow to get a bit more warmth through the spine. So breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, as if you're trying to push your hips towards your hands. Press down through the palms, lift through the upper back. Creating a nice big arch position here. On your next out breath, we're going to take you through to cow. So tailbone pushes up and away, push it up towards the ceiling so you get that dip in your lower back. Roll out through your spine, shoulders come back, eye gaze to the end of the mat. Lovely. Again, as we exhale, we're going to move. Tailbone tucks under, hands press down, lift through the upper back. Create a nice big arch. Next time you breathe out, through to cow. Tailbone, spine, shoulders. Good. Take this at your own pace. You might find that you have one pose that you prefer a little bit more than the other. So cat stretch. It's going to come a little bit more into your upper back and shoulders. Cow stretch, more into the lower back. You might also feel it across the front of the stomach as well. Good, making this your last one. And then we're going to bring it back through to that neutral position. So back where we started in our 4-point kneeling. We're going to come into the glutes a little bit more. So I want you to think about your right leg. I'm going to start on that side. Lift through the belly, spine is long. Right leg, you're going to lift up and extend, and then bring it back in. So we're only going to take a few of these, okay? We're going to take 6. 5, squeeze the glutes as you lift the leg. Stay nice and centered for 3, for 2, last one. This time, we're going to add on a knee bend, okay? So we're going to take that leg away. I want you to bend the knee, extend the leg, and bring the knee back in. So we extend, bend, extend, bring it in. Okay, we're going to take 5 more. Squeeze the glutes. Keep the leg nice and high. We extend away, bend the knee, extend the leg, bring it back in. You've got 3 more. Looking good. Try and stay centered so we're not leaning over to one side. Lovely. We're going to take 1 more. Good. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left leg, start with that leg extension. So just find your balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's add on that knee bend. So we're going to extend the leg away, bend the knee, extend the leg, and bring it back in. Extend, bend, extend. Lovely. Stay centered. Try not to lean all the way over onto that right side. You got 4. 3. Keep the knee high. 2. Work in the back of the leg, last one. Good. Come off of those wrists. Give them a bit of a wiggle. And we're going to come up and over and lie on our back. A little bit of shoulder mobility. Shoulder work here. Okay, so we're going to come into something that we call window arms. So to start with, I just want you to bring both of your arms up so that your palms are facing away from you. So it's going to be a little sequence of movements here. Feet on the floor, knees are bent. And I want you to think about your arms, and I want you to take your elbows out to the side. So you're going to bring your elbows out so that they come down onto the floor, if they will go that far. You're then going to take the backs of your hands and try and bring them down onto the floor. You're then going to lift back up onto the elbows and then reach the arms back up towards the ceiling. So we bring the elbows out and down, back up the hands onto the floor, lift back up onto the elbows and reach up. So you can take this at a pace that feels right for you. Now this is really interesting when you start to do this move and you see what that mobility is like in your shoulders. Some of you will be able to easily get your hands down onto the floor. This might not feel like that much of a challenge, but it's still going to be really good for your mobility work. Others will not be able to get their hands down onto the floor at all. Some of you might be close, or you might find you can do it on one arm but not on the other arm. So just take note of what's going on with your body. Is there one side that's a little bit tighter? Maybe as you take those hands back, you can feel a bit of a pull. Good. If you can't get your hands down, then it just means you just need a little bit more shoulder work. Might just be a little bit tight. We're going to take 3. 2. And last one. Lovely. Good. Come and relax the arms down. And we're going to come into some pelvic curls. So we're setting up in our imprint position, feet on the floor, knees bent quite close to the body. Taking it into imprint, so we're going to gently press our lower back down into the floor. So that means our pelvis tilts backwards, these abdominals start to engage a little bit. We're then going to keep tilting the pelvis back until we start to lift up off of the floor, coming all the way up into our curls, squeeze the glutes at the top, and then roll it all the way back down. At the bottom we reset, tilt the pelvis, coming up, and then bringing it back up. Lovely. So you're keeping the hands down by the sides, you can place hands onto the pelvis if you find that useful. And you don't have to come up very far. Maybe just a small curl. This really starts to bring the work into the legs. We're going to take 3 more. Stay with your Pilates breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. The next time we come up, we're going to hold at the top. So squeeze the glutes, keep that hold. And now I want you to start to squeeze and pulse. We pulse up, up, up. So we're not letting those hips drop down. Stay with your breath for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Roll all the way down. Woo. And we're going to come up and over onto our front. We are nearly there. This is your last exercise. So come over onto your front. We're just going to take a few small back extensions. So starting to work into our back a little bit and counteracting that hunched forward position where we spend a lot of our time. So come and bring your hands underneath your forehead, elbows out wide to the side. Okay, so from here, on our in-breath, I want you to gently press your hip bones down into the floor and start to lift your belly up towards your spine. When you breathe out, if you can, you're going to keep your hands connected to your head and lift up off of the mat. So head, chest, arms come off of the floor, and then we bring it all the way back down. So we breathe in, press the hip bones down, lift the belly. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, lift your upper body, and then bring it back down. Now if that's too much, you can keep your hands on the floor. So we breathe in to prepare, we do all that same preparation, but as we breathe out, we keep the hands on the floor, we just lift the head and as much of the chest as we can, and then gently come back down and reset. So it's whichever works better for you. If you need to keep your hands on the floor, then you're working towards being able to lift the arms up. Lovely. So squeezing our bum to help bring us up. Just going to protect your lower back a little bit, especially if you suffer with lower backache. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. And we're not going to be here for too long. You've got 4 to go. Now you might find that you can come up quite high, or it might only be a small lift. But that's fine either way. Again, there might just be some tightnesses or restrictions somewhere. Last one. Lovely. Come and place your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift ourselves up, push all the way back into a child's pose. So toes together, knees nice and wide, and we sit all the way back onto the heels, reach your arms out nice and long, and come and rest the head down on the floor if you can. And just relax down into this stretch. Keep breathing. Child's pose is a really nice little stretch. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. And then we're just going to walk the hands in towards the body. Come on up. And that is the end of today's class. Really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you get on and look forward to seeing you next time.